Howdy y'all, this is my demo pilot for who knows, maybe a new show. And today we're going to be cooking a stir fry that is entirely vegan, just because. But, of course, this can be modified to pretty much anything you'd like it to be. I just want to give you the basics of making a stir fry on the cheap and in a relatively small space with little equipment. So, what we have here is all of the ingredients, all the way from the first thing we're going to throw in the one pot, just this wok here, to the last things we're going to throw in this one pot here. So as you can see, we've got some tofu, it's marinated. I will talk about that marinade in just a bit here. We've got snow peas, and then below that, some red and yellow bell peppers. You can use whatever color you would like, and some onions. And we've got some shiitake mushrooms as well as some baby bella mushrooms chopped up and rinsed. All of this has been rinsed and dried or just left in the fridge overnight. We've got our marinade here. We'll come back to that in just a moment. And after we've cooked all of this and let it soak up the marinade just a bit, we're also going to throw in the green onions, baby bok choy, and napa cabbage, as well as the bean sprouts. Now these, it doesn't really matter what order you put them in, it's just, they could go in at the same time. It's just going to be your own personal preference. So the rest of this here, it does kind of need to go before and generally in the order, although you could kind of just do these based on preference. The tofu for sure has to go in first though, because we're going to need to crisp that up on its own. And the tofu is just tofu because I wanted to do something that could be done regardless of your dietary restrictions, but you could replace this with beef, chicken, pork, pretty much any other source of protein. And this marinade will really do the trick in terms of making it work and come together as a dish. So this marinade is kind of one that I have come to over time and just fits my taste. But the general idea, and I'll put this in the comments, is that this is going to be a 1/4 cup soy sauce, a 1/4 cup rice vinegar, some sherry, some sriracha or sambal, oelek, some sesame oil, some red pepper, and either hot chili oil or some other kind of spice that you'd like to put in, as well as garlic, ginger, and pretty much anything else that you after that decide goes well with it. I have kind of cut back on the soy sauce part of it because it was a little too salty last time I did it, and have kind of added a little bit more soy sauce, rice vinegar, or not soy sauce, but sesame oil, rice vinegar, and the other ingredients. There's also a little bit of cornstarch in there. That's why it's a little bit cloudy. So after we've sauteed the tofu, which has been marinating in this marinade overnight, but it can be for less. It doesn't need to be that long, and in fact, you kind of want to err on the side with tofu at least of having it not marinate as long. With meat, you could go a bit longer. After we've crisped that up very carefully so it doesn't fall apart, we're going to put all of this in here and just wait until that gets pretty much to your own desired doneness. The mushrooms and the peas, peppers and onions can all just pretty much get to the point where you like them. They're floppy, they're I guess floppy may not be the best word, but they are cooked through, they've got some crisp, and then we're going to throw in the marinade and let this soak that up. Now, I made more marinade than I needed for this amount of vegetables. I'm only going to use about 1/3 of this because I have other quote-unquote kits of these same vegetables in the fridge ready for Saturday and Sunday. But I'm just going to pour this in, 1/3 of it, at the right time. If you want to just make a bunch of this, once again, I'll put the recipe in the comments or the description. You will be able to pretty much just make as much as you would like and use it bit by bit. And then after you've let that soak up and kind of simmer down, you can throw in the cabbage, the green onions, the bok choy, and the bean sprouts. I also have some carrots that I have used on a mandolin that I'm going to throw in at some point, but I did not want to throw them into the mushrooms here because mushrooms just look better without carrots just strewn in there. You don't have to throw in carrots, and honestly, you can throw in any vegetable you want. You could throw in zucchini, you could throw in eggplant. I have thrown in many different things before. You can use whatever color bell pepper you want, even green. That's totally fine. And all right, let's get to crisping up that tofu.